Golden Demon. Sometimes we look at the entries and we go, yeah, I could do that. Other times we just want to cry and hide in a corner. No, that's just me. In this video, I want to share with you the whole journey towards Golden Demon Adepticon 2024. The impact of winning is huge. The stakes are really high for me. Just finish the damn thing. The last details, I'm really full of it. Really, I'm done. Just give it back! My journey starts in November 2023. Way before picking up the brush, we need to prep the models first, which is a very, very important step that you cannot skip. Sorry. No prepo, no party. I wanted to paint something really eye-catching with vibrant and very contrasting colors. Not only that would catch the attention of the judges, but also that so could actually be seen by the actual visitor of the cabinets, you know? Because lighting in those cabinets is notoriously bad. I wanted to get noticed, okay? That made me settle for orcs on a desert base. So once I decided the color scheme, I started painting the first model. It was a really big struggle to clean the skin. I was using the wrong approach doing this. The more artsy approach, blocking the volumes with thick layers of paints, really doesn't work for this painting competition, or I thought it wouldn't. You gotta work slow and patiently. Two things I hate. I realized that by watching Ninja's videos about his entry, and this is where I wanted to quit. I always have this thing that when I don't think my piece is good enough, I will just refuse to keep going and finish it, and I will try to start over instead because I think I cannot fix what I've done. Also leads to an incredible amount of unfinished project, which I think you can relate to, right? You. And that's bad. By starting over with a new model, you never deal with that roadblock that's stopping you from improving, which basically is what I felt happened to me. Just finish the damn thing. Trust me. You're gonna be a better painter for it. So it was long, it was frustrating, to be honest, not very fun at the beginning. After I finished the first model, I still wasn't that sure I wanted to put it in, but I certainly was more open to it. I was like, okay, let's just finish those other two that I'm missing, and then we'll see. We'll see how much time do I have. I definitely did a better job with the skin of the other two models. I went slower and the process was way less frustrating and even fun. I enjoyed it. But still, it took a lot of time. Painting for this competition, you gotta do your best, your 100% throughout the whole piece. And this mistake made it a lot more difficult. But I guess you live and learn. So I have pretty much 1 week before I have to leave. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do about the third guy, but I'm gonna get my last details on the two guys I have. Then I'm gonna move on to an extra squig just to insert some variety in my unit. So we'll see about that. So I started the work on the base. I glued the XPS foam on over the base, and that was pretty nerve-wracking. I tried with tape too because I didn't want to glue it, but then I finally glued with a mixture of white glue and hot glue. Shout out to Eric from Eric Hobby Workshop for giving me the idea of the rock formation, which I had to rework though because they were looking kind of plasticky and fakeish for a Golden Demon base. So I just put in some clay and they look much better. I moved on to adding some rocks for my desert formations. Yeah, I'm just using some bark and gluing it in place. Here I'm just being really careful not to leave any hot glue streaks, and I'm just covering the whole thing in clay. Pretty convenient, pretty cheap compared to Millipede, easy to work. I was afraid that it would crack, but it didn't yet, not that I know of. So it was looking really good. When it dried, I just cleaned it up a little bit with some sandpaper. It was time to add some texture paint and some sand. I used a mixture, this texture paste from Make Interactive and some sand from Gaming Cynics. Pretty life-saving because the color was the right color that I wanted to use. Now working on the base, and I have to say this looks better than I thought it would. I'm actually impressing myself with this because it looks pretty realistic, you know, and it's the first base that I ever produced, so I'm very happy with it. I then started with the painting, and here probably is where I should have pushed a little bit more. It was really hard, and it is really hard to paint in a Golden Demon standard, something that's not very sharp and clean as like a miniature, especially those rock formations that were made out of clay and XPS. They weren't like very Hedgehog friendly, so that was a bit of a hard time. Plus, I didn't want to steal the value in value terms. I didn't want to steal from the main piece, and that's why. But I was pretty happy with the painting. I think it was cool. Yesterday I realized some very important things. Number one is that I'm not gonna be able to finish the last orc. No way. And the other big problem is the composition, because these guys have big weapons. It's being a pain in the ass to figure out a composition for these guys. I think I went through a dozen of composition yesterday and was pretty much going crazy. Fuck it. Let's paint the squig, shall we? Trying to finish the last details. I'm really full of it. Really, I'm done with this. Last week, I found out I cannot attend the ceremony. I'm at peace with it. But that wasn't enough, you know. Had to be more drama to it. Yesterday, I read the PDF. It said that, you know, commented entries and above, which I hope I can get. And they can pick up their entries at 5 p.m. So my flight is at 5 p.m. So you see the problem here? I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna end up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to bring my guys back. If I'm gonna have to get someone to mail it to me. They can get broken, you know. Sorry, guys. This is so funny. I mean, it's so funny. I have to say, it's funny. So here I'm working on the final details, both from the base and the miniatures. And I spent many other hours on the painting, trying to fix everything, trying to make everything as perfect as I possibly could, which was pretty nerve-wracking. And to look back for the next project for Golden Demon, I just want to have more time and get more organized and not finish as close to the deadline, because it was really stressing. It was hard. So better organization next time. Yeah, I think I am out of it. I've checked every single square inch of this model and the other three, and I don't seem to find, big areas of big mistakes. To be honest, I don't want to look again. I'm totally going insane doing this. I should start gluing at least the orcs on the base, but I'm scared. I'm tired. I am really tired. And all this, I'm watching Jay. Hope I won't be too shy to say hi to some of my favorite YouTubers and creators. It was finally time to do the things that I was fearing the most. And I can't even describe it, because I cringe too much. So in the last Golden Demon, they did a poor job doing this. You could see the pin under the feet showing. So I was gonna do this right. That meant putting clay under the feet of each model, putting sand and coloring back on. And it just makes me anxious just thinking about it. So I will stop talking about it. Just watch it and I don't know. Cringe? I don't know. I'm gonna cringe. This was so stressful. No, you know what? I was just kidding. Getting the models from home to the airport, that was the most stressful part of the thing. Yeah. The first thing I did on Thursday morning was just bringing my entry in and also ask all the stuff that I was really, really anxious about. And of course they told me if I had commented I couldn't take the model home with me before the ceremony. So little update. I was able to get my entry back from Andrew. Thank you, by the way. It was really, really a pleasure to meet you. It was really nice for him to send back my entry, which it did cost me 300 euros, and now I'm totally broke. Also, of course, it's now stuck in customs because they want some documents of purchase I don't really have because I made the damn thing. So just give it back. The Adepticon experience was overwhelming, to say the least. I met some of you guys, viewers, actual people in the flesh that watched my stupid face saying stupid things. I met Goober, I met Casey, whom I was so afraid to approach. I was like, In this context, I'm really shy. I don't want to disturb people. I don't want to be weird, which I end up being. Also, I fangirled a couple of guys, especially Scott and Eric. You guys are so tall and beautiful. Even back then, I realized how embarrassing and creepy and embarrassing I was to witness. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Some other times I just got paralyzed by social anxiety. I didn't get any sleep because my friend Daniel snored like a bull. Other than that, yeah, it was really tiring. It was really stressful, but it was a great experience overall. Also, the people are really welcoming. I tend to not really fit in social contexts, but in this social context, I really felt totally comfortable, totally at home. It was really amazing, really beautiful.
But Alice, what about the Golden Demon results?
Well, clearly I didn't get the goddamn trophy, did I? And you know why that is? It's because of John. I'm kidding, I love you, John. Even looking at his entry in his video, I knew he was doing a better job than me. But also remember, this wasn't his first time entering Golden Demon. And that's the first thing that I take home from this experience. Getting the result you want, it takes time, okay? And there are many factors that play around that, you know? Which have nothing to do with you. What other people bring, the judge's personal taste, you cannot control that. What you can control is what you bring. How much work, how much thought, how much creativity, how much of yourself really you pour into that piece. So focus on that and the results will follow. Getting commented, it is a big step in terms of results. Because it is a big step from the bottom of the cabinet to the top of the cabinet. But do you really think that I totally improved and changed the way I paint in 1 year and a half? That's not it. I got commented not because I learned new stuff or worked on my skills more. I was able to overcome one of my greatest issues and problems with painting, aka focus. I was able to push that same quality throughout the whole piece, which I was never able to do. I was never able to finish a piece decently. I'm really proud of that because really I can see the change. And it's not a change of skill, it's a change of mindset, really. I feel like I now have the right mindset to try to get a trophy because I want it, okay?
Take a look at the final reveal of this fucking entry that cost me my sanity.
So this is my win in food and a lot of SUV. Huge, enormous SUVs that I want.